The Astute Graphics Live Effect Explorer is a dialog box that helps you examine the live effects applied to your artwork in Adobe Illustrator. As you can see in this art, I have quite a few live effects applied that are creating the block shadows, the halftone dot pattern in the type, and other effects. And when we look at this in outline mode, you can see it's quite a transformation for the text and simple shapes. Now I'll select all of this art with the shortcut Command or Control A, and notice over in the Appearance panel, because I have so many different objects selected with different effects applied, many of them with unique settings, I can only see the words Mixed Appearances here, and I can't investigate the individual effects here in the panel. That's why the Live Effect Explorer is so powerful. To open it, you'll first want to make sure you have the Astute Graphics Stylism plugin installed. Then go to the Effect menu, and it's here at the bottom. This dialog shows me all the live effects that are applied to all selected objects, groups, and layers, and they're listed in alphabetical order. And we see a lot of Astute Graphics effects, like the AG block shadow, phantasm halftone, and we also see native Illustrator effects like this transform effect. In the next column, we can see how each one of these effects is applied. Is it applied to strokes or fills, or is it applied overall? And in which order? Is it at the top of the Appearance panel stack, in which case it will say Pre, or is it at the bottom, in which case we'll see the word Post? And in the next column, we can see the count by location, broken down by objects, group appearances, and layer appearances. So I can see when an effect is applied to all of the 7 individual objects in my selection, like the AG block shadow, or I can see when an effect is applied to only one object in my selection, like the phantasm halftone effect. And when I select its row by clicking on it, I can then use the magnifying glass button to highlight the location of that effect in my selected art. And you can see it's only applied to the AG. And again, this is really useful because if we look over in the Appearance panel, we can't see those phantasm halftones or the block shadow effects. It's only showing us that we have mixed appearances. For now, I'll click Cancel, and instead, let's just select the clouds. And they're in a group. Over in the Appearance panel, to look at the individual cloud appearances, I'll go underneath the group and double-click on Contents. And again, we're seeing some mixed appearances. Even slightly different settings will make it impossible to see those individual effects, unless you have the Live Effects Explorer. So let's open that again from the Effect menu down at the bottom. And now we can see there's an Astute Graphics block shadow and offset effect, and then a native Illustrator drop shadow, and a phantasm hue saturation adjustment that's applied to everything on this layer. So this is where the Live Effect Explorer can really save you time. It doesn't replace the Appearance panel, but it does do something the Appearance panel can't do, which is reveal all the effects in a selection, and then allows you to show and hide them, and even remove them. So for example, I can select all of these effects just clicking on the first, holding Shift, and then clicking on the last. And now I can click the Hide button and see what the clouds look like without any effects applied. And in the list, you can see hidden effects are shown in italics. Now I'll click the Show button to turn those back on. And I can also click on this block shadow effect to select it and then remove it by clicking the Remove button. And now it's gone from the art and removed from the list. And while the dialog is still open, I can get it back by clicking the Reset button. And now I've restored that effect. Now I'm back with all of my art selected. And other than just locating and examining effects, showing and hiding can really help when you have complex, resource-heavy effects applied, like Stylism, for example. And you simply want to hide the effect to save Illustrator from having to redraw, which is going to save you processing time while you're editing the art. So this is an incredibly useful companion to the Appearance panel for anyone who enjoys working with stacks of effects and graphic styles in Adobe Illustrator. It's the Live Effect Explorer in the Stylism plugin from Astute Graphics.